And we're back again.
Hello.
We're back again.
How's it going? Music Period Podcast.
I'm Sam.
I'm Dave.
Yep.
I had to think about that for a second.
I didn't know who you were gonna go with.
I didn't know either.
Maybe like Charles was gonna come out.
Stuart. I know.
Clifton.
I didn't want to use our real names for this.
Yeah, I didn't either.
We got a lot to protect.
Yeah, my family's bloodline for one.
Right. The last one got us in trouble.
Yeah.
So we were trying to avoid that this time.
Right.
So my name is Stuart.
And my name is Barry.
Hey, Stuart and Barry.
And we live in a third world country.
And we
We burned our social security cards. We don't exist anymore.
We talk about music periods.
Yes.
No, music period.
How funny would it be
podcast.
if we did music reviews and period reviews?
like eras?
I was thinking like the products. The women's hygiene products.
All right.
You know, like this Tampax Pearl's a little expensive.
Maybe
But overall, the comfort makes up for it.
maybe every 10th episode, that's what we do.
Talk about
It'll
periods.
be the ad.
Yeah.
The ad episode.
Or what if we did music period reviews, like the romantic period? You know?
Yep.
We could really only do a couple of episodes.
Yeah, not much. Not much.
Yeah, it'd be hard to. Well, the episodes would be super fucking long too, because we'd have to talk about every
The whole
fucking
damn period.
thing.
It's like hundreds of years.
Yeah, and like, talk. There's like a lot of instruments,
Yeah. the whole
a lot
thing.
of composers.
Yeah. Well, we're lucky
Yeah.
that today
Today we have an album
is
that,
not going to be that hard.
that you gave to me to listen
I
to.
gave to you to listen to.
And it's not like I was getting introduced to a new one per se,
No.
but it's like you gave me an old friend's phone number.
Ha-ha.
You know?
There we go.
It's nice to reach out and say hi again.
Yes.
And it happens every now and again, and nothing ever changes.
Nothing.
The friendship's still the same.
You pick it right up.
You fucking click right back into place.
Yep. No matter what's happened in your lives.
It's almost, remember in How I Met Your Mother, they talk about revertigo when you get back with your old friends?
Yeah.
You change?
You turn into a woo girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Revertigo happens with this album.
Definitely. Oh, for like 100%. That's one of the biggest things I need to talk about with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So what was the album again? I can't remember.
We're talking about Avenged Sevenfold. It is commonly known as the White Album.
Yep.
Some people call it the Deathbat Album because it's just a white background with the Deathbat on it.
Also known as self-titled.
So, yeah, self-titled.
Yep.
A7X.
I don't know. I don't know what the official name was, but I definitely call it the White Album.
Titled. Yeah, it's the White Album to me. Yeah.
It's the best White Album of all the. I mean, there's probably a couple White albums. I don't know who exactly has done a White Album, but this is probably the best one.
You think so?
Yeah.
I mean, in my opinion, it is.
You fucking take that back. I was kidding.
I wasn't.
The Beatles, dude. You don't fucking.
No, I know the Beatles had a White Album. I like this one more.
Yeah, it's also a little racist to like the White Album specifically.
Oh, okay.
Which is why I love the Black Album, also by Metallica.
Jay-Z had a Black Album.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Somebody mixed the Beatles music, the instrumentation from the White Album, and Jay-Z's raps from the Black Album, and called it the Gray Album, and it's actually really, really good.
No.
Uh-huh.
Cut it out.
I think it was like RJD2 or one of those DJs mixed them together. It's fucking great.
Did you say RJD2?
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
He's a DJ.
Shouldn't it be DJ R2?
R2DJ2. RTJ?
Lame.
All right.
So this album, you go.
Yeah.
You go first since I gave it to you.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of the way we're going to do this is when
Yeah.
one person recommends an album, the other person will give their thoughts before the other person does to see who's right. And my thoughts on this album, I fucking love this thing.
Yeah.
It didn't change the course of history for music.
God, no.
It didn't it's not the most inventive. It's not stand out, the most shreddy. It's not, I don't even really necessarily know if it's my favorite in their catalog.
Really?
But that's the thing is I kind of have a hard time picking.
Yeah.
Because this, instead of like this album being the spotlight for me, it's really this band.
Yeah.
And their whole discography, except for the last two, they really do that Revertigo to me.
It's not really their fault though.
No, someone died.
They lost their heart.
Yeah,
their drummer died after this album.
Mm-hmm.
They were writing Nightmare, right?
Yeah, they had like demoed out the tracks.
Yeah,
but
because he's on a lot of them. The Rev, their drummer, he passed.
They actually got the drummer from Dream
Well,
Theater.
Mike Portnoy filled in, but that last song, that's got to be Rev singing, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
It's a demo take that they threw in there.
All right, because that song is fucking
hauntingly
ridiculous.
beautiful. Yeah.
I saw them live one time at the Civic Center, and they played that song at the end.
Oof.
But all they did was put a piano and shined a light down, and they all just stood back. Didn't do
Dude.
anything. It was awesome.
I love this band, and when I heard that he died, it's one of the only times in my life where a celebrity death actually impacted me.
Right.
Because we had really just started to hear him as a writer, as a singer, and as like a really functional player in the band.
Yeah.
You know, like all of these guys in the band, they're all very technically talented, except for the bass player. No, he's probably good, but he doesn't stand out as compared to everybody else.
Zachy Vengeance.
Johnny Christ.
Johnny Christ was the bass player.
Yep.
He was so drunk that they unplugged his.
There you go.
They turned him off.
He turns me off. But like the two guitar players, like, it's very visually pleasing. One's a lefty, one's a righty. They shred next to each other, and their necks point in different
Sinister
directions.
Gates is underrated.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He had to do a course correct on his vocals because he had that problem, and that's why he switched from screaming so much.
Oh no. M Shadows had to do that.
Yeah.
Sinister
Sorry.
Gates, their guitarist.
Yep.
Yeah.
He has like his own signature model guitar.
Yeah.
Even the other guy, what's his name? You said it earlier.
Zach Vengeance.
He has like they have a very complimentary style.
Right.
And it's very rooted in classical music, and so that's why I like it so much.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's rare that you have a drummer that shines just as much as the guitar player.
Yeah.
Or the singer.
Right. Like he was, and not taking anything away from those other guys. Like he was their heartbeat.
Yeah. He was the last step that brought them over the hump.
Yeah.
Like they didn't have, and they don't have him now.
Yeah,
and they're back to
so noticeable.
They just blend into the mix of rock bands out there.
There's a couple songs that I've liked.
Yeah, but I feel like he probably taught them a little bit about composition.
Right.
Over the years.
Yeah.
But this album is cool. I like it so much, specifically talking about him as a writer and as a player and as a singer, because it's the first one where they let him lean into it.
Yeah.
And you hear on the first track him singing and him playing, and like his style of playing is so unique.
Right.
He mirror images what he's doing a lot. So like if he's hitting a bell with his right hand, he's offsetting that with another bell on his left side, so it'll be like that's
cool.
And it's cool to watch.
Yeah.
And like just like the guitar players, cool to watch.
Right.
And that I appreciate and I respect that they like brought that element into their fucking band, where they're like, we want to write stuff that's not only fun to listen to, but when you see us live, you're gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
We put on a show.
Yes.
And just, I mean, the icing on the cake, his singing.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He's great.
Incredible.
Yeah. The first two albums, you touched on it a little bit earlier, but he's it's not clean singing.
Mm-hmm.
At points it is.
Yep.
But it's more whatever. And then he had the vocal cord issue, right?
Yep.
And that's why he had to go away. I think, in my opinion, that was a blessing for the band.
Yeah.
It opened them up to do these things that they started on City of Evil, the album that preceded this one, but really kind of, in my opinion, put it together.
Yeah, well, it let the theatrical elements of their music really bloom. It's so colorful.
Yeah.
Their music is so colorful.
Yeah.
It's hard not to get a visual representation in your head when you listen to it.
Yeah.
And, it's really hard to accomplish that as a writer.
Yeah.
And I think that the Rev singing really, it was a perfect compliment to M Shadows.
Yes.
And,
I agree.
And there's not a single person that sounds like the Rev.
No.
He has
so
that
unique.
fucking
sinister,
screaming, singing, vocal thing.
You look at a picture of him, you're like, how does that come out of you?
Right.
It's crazy.
While you're sitting down and playing complicated technical shit on the drums.
Right.
I saw a video of him in the studio. He's just he's doing a drum solo and they have him mic'd up. And I don't know if you've ever tried to actually sing. It's so hard to project when you're sitting.
I bet.
And to scream, especially with good tone and that specific sound that he had, it's hard to do standing.
Right.
And he accomplished that sitting. And he's goofing off. And everyone's like, holy fuck, look at this fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
So cool.
Have you ever seen a video of him playing Afterlife?
I don't know.
Man, check it out.
Yeah?
That song is so cool. And I've never heard it the same since I watched him play it.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Isn't it cool how live music can do that? Yeah. Really change the whole entire fucking scope of the thing that you're listening to.
So cool.
Yeah. I mean, this album, it really the theatrics bloomed on it. They had started this transition with City of Evil, and that's a great album.
It is a good album.
And
it's a lot of tracks.
It's a lot of tracks.
They're a little. I love this album. So anything negative I say, it's relative.
Grain of salt.
It's relative to.
Yeah.
They're a little gothy.
Yep.
During that one,
it's Hot Topic.
It's Hot Topic Avenged. You know, and I think that kind of hurt them in a way to why they're not in the conversation.
They're not respected
when you talk about Metallica or even Guns N' Roses, like a theatrical metal band. But they're right there.
They're exactly what they're a modern version of what those other ones were doing.
Yes.
And they're one of the last ones to do it.
Yeah. And
it sucks because Avenged Sevenfold, honestly, kind of a guilty pleasure because of the way that everyone looks at them.
They shouldn't be, though.
I know.
They shouldn't.
And I don't talk about them like they are.
Yeah.
I'm very open about how much I fucking love and just rock the fuck out to these albums. But when I say that, my music friends look at me like I'm a 4-year-old.
I share an office with a metalhead.
Yeah.
If I mention Avenged Sevenfold, he gets disgusted.
Right.
And I don't get it.
I don't either.
I don't understand.
Is it because they wear makeup?
And it's fine if you don't like it.
Yeah.
But fuck you for disrespect. I'm not telling you your music sucks.
Right.
So what's your problem?
And we have our opinions about. I respect, like you said in the first episode, anybody who's doing it, I respect the hustle.
Yes.
And the effort that goes into it, the time you got to carve out, all of the shit that goes into even creating a fucking wrestling persona like you were talking about. It's a lot of fucking moving parts, and I respect the hustle.
Yeah.
I don't like all of it, and we're allowed to not like all of it.
Exactly.
But I won't tell you that somebody isn't good. I'll tell you that I don't like it and that I think that it's bad.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
If they're appealing to people, obviously there's something good about it.
Exactly.
And there's a lot of people that really fucking like this album.
I love this album.
It's so good.
This is a top 10 album for me, hands down. It was in a period in my life where I was aimless, directionless.
Yep.
Drugs, alcohol, parties, just
defiance as a whole.
Yeah, but not even consciously.
Right. Pointless defiance.
This is just what I do.
Right.
This is just what it is. Wake up, drink.
Anarchy.
Just craziness.
How many times did you murder during that?
Oh my God. Can we not talk about it on this?
Yeah, we'll save that.
But every time I listen to it now, and I go to it every now and then, but obviously for this we studied, and I cannot listen to this album without getting to track 6 and 7, Unbound, Brompton Cocktail. Whew. And
that's a combo.
Losing it.
Yeah.
Losing it, dude. Uh-huh. I don't even realize it when it's happening because I'm singing along to Critical Acclaim. I'm going right along with Almost Easy. Scream is such a cool song.
Such a cool song.
That is terrifying.
It's like evil.
Yeah.
It's like scary movie style fucking cool.
Yeah. Love it.
Bela Lugosi.
And then, Afterlife, I think, is just a great song.
Yep.
Gunslinger has this weird, twang to it.
Fucking Western.
Sounds Western.
Yep.
I picture that song being a letter written by a soldier back home to his loved one.
Yeah.
Every time I hear that, that's what I think of.
Yeah.
And then it gets to number 6. And that's Unbound.
Whew.
And that song,
what a turn.
It strikes a chord with me. It's fast. And like you hear it, and you really got to listen to the lyrics to understand what that song is. I've heard my wife and my best friend's wife, 2 separate occasions, go, because my buddy and I would play it, and they would go, wow, I had never actually listened to the lyrics of that song.
Yeah.
It's crazy because it like puts what I was feeling at that time in a nutshell. And just it's simple lyrics, but it explains it so perfectly.
Do you feel like they were kind of like written for you?
Well, I can relate.
Yeah.
I can relate.
It's so hard to do
you
that.
know, because, you know, I've struggled with substance abuse. And when I hear that song, you got a lot of time. We got plenty of time. Just don't fall off the track yet with so many races to go. Barriers in your place, but you just keep on going. And I've had to do that so much.
It's like empowering when you're listening to it with the tempo of the song.
Yes.
It's like, don't fucking give up.
And
there's so much more shit for you to fucking do. Exactly. You're so good.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. You're better than this.
Uh-huh.
You're better than
Pick
this
yourself
bullshit.
up and fucking don't even walk, sprint.
Yeah. It's not feeling sorry for yourself, nothing. It's fucking stand up, man.
Everybody knows.
Unbound.
Everyone knows you can do this.
Right.
You know you can do this.
Right.
Fucking do it.
And then, I catch myself not even singing the words. I'm screaming the words.
Yeah.
This every single time. This morning, 5 a.m. on my way to work, I'm screaming this song with tears just streaming down my face.
Yeah.
And like, I get in the middle of it. I'm like, oh my God, like my face starts hurting and shit. And then at the end, when the little girl is singing the chorus, it kills me because it's perfect.
So good.
Because that's such a message for any age. Just whatever you're feeling right now, it's all right.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. That song is perfect.
I love that song because from a compositional standpoint, the progression that they use for it, it's very original, very unique. It's not your typical like 135 or 145 that you hear in like radio music.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
Yeah.
And it's got this weird fucking dizzying, dreaming vibe to it. And the guitar riffs that go fucking up and down the neck that's just noodling up and down and shit.
It almost doesn't make sense.
Yeah, right. It's fucking like organized chaos.
Yeah.
And it's almost like you're in the middle of that chaos and someone's like, hey, I know it fucking seems bad. There's a way out.
Exactly.
And you know how to get out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That had to have been on purpose.
Yeah. Well, it's a fucking super metaphor too for the Rev.
Yeah.
And I'm sure what a lot of the guys in the band were doing at that time, partying, drinking, doing drugs.
Right.
It wasn't long after that when that shit fucking got the best of them.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
And then Brompton Cocktail right after, I picture that song being about heroin.
Mm-hmm.
But I can relate to it with the struggles I've had and just, Makes It Strong, My Friend, and Induced Euphoria, and just I have lived that.
Yeah.
So those 2 songs, they just punch me right in the fucking face. They
stand out so hard on the record.
Yeah.
Not to steal the conversation.
No, it's fine.
But this album's put together in a very LP kind of way, where it's almost like they had the idea of it's almost like they knew this is only going to be on vinyl. The 2 separate sides are separate feelings.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So like the first 5 tracks, they're very accessible.
Yes.
They're sing-along, radio friendly.
Yep.
They're not predictable, but they're understandable.
Right.
It's just accessible. And it's well written.
Right.
It's good. And it falls right into what they were doing on City of Evil.
Yeah.
But then they take a turn.
Yeah.
And the second half of the album are the songs that are the slow burn.
Yeah.
They're the songs that, I love the first half of this album, but the second half of this album, I still get excited when I hear it.
The second half of the album is just what makes it for me.
Right. It's a grower.
Yes.
And like that's the goal as a writer, is to have a song that gets better each time you listen to it. Mm-hmm. And the last half of this album does that perfectly.
Yes.
And it starts off with that 1-2 punch where it's like, okay, the fucking train just got derailed.
Yep.
But it was on purpose.
Yeah.
And we're taking you to the fucking city.
Check out what we're doing now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you look out the window to your left, you'll see a fucking hooker getting murdered by a fucking
right.
drug dealer.
Yeah. And then 8 is that Lost?
Yep.
Where they like play around with auto-tune and shit. That was such a surprise.
Yeah.
What are they doing here?
And like
it's a cool song.
Yeah, and fucking they just did it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
You know?
It's almost set up similar to Unbound in a way, where it's almost chaotic, but just with an obvious twist or whatever.
Yep. And then 9.
9.
This thing's a fucking. This is like top tier shit.
If Unbound didn't strike me so hard, Little Piece of Heaven would probably be my favorite song of all time.
Yeah.
Number 9.
There's when I hear this song, first off, it's like 10 minutes long.
Yeah, sure is.
And when I hear it, I go, this is like what the soundtrack to a Disney movie directed by Tim Burton with no restraints and no filters.
Right.
You know?
Yep.
So like all the dark stuff of Tim Burton plus raping a corpse.
Yes. Yes.
But like with a Disney aspect to the instrumentation.
Yep.
It's theatrical. It's got symphonic shit. It's got so much more than just
sounds like
guitar,
it should be
bass.
On stage.
Yeah, right. It's fucking it's musical, dude.
Yes.
And it's just
like
incredible.
What a treat it must have been to make that song.
Oh,
just
how much fun.
What? We're doing this.
Yeah.
And then I can just picture them sitting down and writing it and just being like, oh my God, what if we did this? What if we did
over
this?
and
What
over
if we
and
did
over.
this?
And they're like, holy shit, it's 7 minutes. And they're like, fuck it, might as well make it 10.
Yeah,
I got a bunch more ideas.
Yeah. This isn't done. Mm-hmm. Like, we can't harness this.
Right.
We're telling a story.
We've already talked about fucking a dead girl.
Yeah.
Let's really do it.
So basically, so you know what you're getting into if you listen to this song, which I highly recommend you do. There's a fan-made video on YouTube that is fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
I've seen like the animated video. Yeah, is that the one? Yeah.
I think that's fan-made.
I think they might have played that. I saw them a couple times. I saw them at the Civic Center one time.
Yeah.
And they played that on the huge screen while they like in sync with the song.
Yeah.
I was like, I fucking love it. I love having sex with dead girls. This is sitting so close to home.
So basically what it is a dude murders his girlfriend and keeps her around because he's, it was like a crime of passion.
I love
still
you.
Loved her.
And no one's ever going to love you like I did.
Kept her preserved. But second verse, something he didn't see coming.
Woo!
Possibility that he never could have considered.
Yeah. Yeah.
She comes back to life.
Yeah.
And she kills him. She must have stabbed him 50 fucking times.
And that's the Rev fucking coming in with that vocal, dude.
Stabbed him 50 fucking times. I can't believe it.
Ripped his heart out right his eyes.
Eat it. Eat it.
It's so good.
Oh my God,
it's almost like a fucking murder story written for kids.
Yeah.
It's so cool, dude.
Oh my God. It's
I
awesome.
love it.
But she comes back to life. She murders him. And he has to, he's trying to apologize. He's trying to make amends. Then they get back together.
Yeah.
And they get married.
Love story for the ages.
And then they fucking just rampage.
Yeah.
Together.
I mean, that's true love.
Seriously.
That's the dream.
That's dark and it's weird.
Uh-huh.
But that really is just something else.
Yeah.
Like, how do you think of that? That is fucking awesome.
I mean, it's just so cool that they had the freedom to do that.
Yeah.
On Warner Brothers Records.
Oh my God. I still to this day can't believe that they were able to pull that off.
I know. It's fucking ridiculous.
It's awesome.
It's so good.
Yeah.
And like you think that that's where the album's going to end.
Yeah.
How do you top that?
And they take a weird U-turn.
Real weird.
Yeah.
It almost seems like a B-side.
Yeah. You called it a bonus track the other day.
Yeah, because I've been assuming this my entire life that it was kind of just like a bonus thing that got thrown on.
Yeah.
You know?
Maybe.
I don't know, but it's pretty much a country song.
It's very Western.
Sounds like a country song.
It does kind of sound like a country song. You go from that weird song play to Dear God
Right.
Which, seriously, if you changed a couple chords in the song, that's going to be on a country station.
I think if you change the singer and don't change like his melody or the words,
Right.
if you just throw like a Brad Paisley on that thing,
Yeah.
that's a country song.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
If he got a little twang in his voice,
Yeah.
that's a country song.
Yeah. It's
Dear God, the only thing I ask
Oh my
of
God.
you. It's so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is so unexpected. The best, because I've loved this album for a very long time. And I remember one particular car ride with my wife who appreciates music, but did not really get why I liked Avenged Sevenfold.
Yeah.
And it was the best way I've heard anyone describe it with a new set of eyes. Where she, towards the end, you know, she's enjoying it. She's like, it's fine. She looked at me and she went, they just kept surprising me.
Yeah.
They just kept surprising me. I couldn't predict what they were going to do next.
Yeah. It's
Like,
exciting to listen to.
Yeah, like the bridge would be a different, like sung in a different way than she
Or
expected.
like a guitar riff comes in that's layered on top a little differently.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Just kept taking turns where I thought they would go straight.
Yeah.
You know?
And and that's kind of the cool thing is like everyone talks about this band like they're just a fucking radio rock band, cookie
Right.
cutter shit.
Yeah.
So you kind of expect it
Yeah.
when you go
Yeah,
into an album
right.
like that.
Yep.
And then for someone to on their first listen go, wait a second, this is not
Yeah.
what I was thinking it was
This
going
is
to be.
crazy. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And that's kind of exactly what they are.
And it's weird too. Nightmare came out. She's like, wow, they're still doing it.
Yeah.
And then the next one,
Yeah,
she
Hail
was
to the
like,
King.
oh wow, something's really different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even though Hail to the King's a good song, but
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's like when the Black Album came out, they really fucking toned it down. They started playing like older men,
right,
slowing things down a little bit.
Yep. Yep.
But I mean, don't get me started on Nightmare.
Oh my God, we're doing that one.
Yeah,
That's a goddamn masterpiece,
dude, that thing incredible.
Uh-huh.
What a way to say goodbye.
It's amazing. That was the tour I saw them because they had that young kid from like Norway playing drums for them.
Yeah. You know, Mike Portnoy.
Yeah.
Was the Revs like favorite drummer of all time,
and he stepped in and did the
That's so
studio
cool.
stuff for him. That is crazy, man.
That's so. And you know what he did? He didn't rewrite anything.
Yeah.
They gave him the demos, and he played it just like he did, but with his style.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is so cool to have your hero playing your stuff with the thing that makes them your hero thrown in.
So cool.
That's so fucking cool.
Yeah. Not just one of those little music tidbits that people don't realize.
Yeah.
Like this band right now, like you've nailed it. You think one thing about Avenged.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to them.
Yeah. With open ears.
You'll be flipped.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Strip away the Hot Topic, makeup, chains, black, goth, high school girl. Strip that shit away.
Yep.
And just fucking listen to it.
Yep.
Because I'll tell you what, for a band that, you know, they were forced to go this road where they had been a lot heavier and not so accessible.
Right.
To, we can either find a new singer, break up, or kind of accept our lot and get creative and have fun and enjoy our new style and keep the things that make us us.
Yeah.
They really fucking leaned into it and they were successful.
I think they nailed it.
They nailed it. They couldn't have done it any better.
Yeah. I can't wait to do Nightmare.
Yeah.
We'll give it a few weeks.
Yeah.
Kind of split it up, but
right.
That's going to be a fun one to do.
Dude, let me just say, I can fucking still close my eyes and go back to the moment when I first heard that song.
Yeah.
The piano intro. Mm-hmm. The fucking haunting vocals in the chorus.
Yeah.
The scream from beyond the grave.
Yeah.
And I'm in my living room with my best friends. We're 21, 22, wasted.
Yeah.
Fucking, we've been waiting for this album to come out.
Yeah.
And it still gives me goosebumps, dude. The note that he hits on that scream, it's impossible.
Yeah.
An impossible note from a man from beyond the grave.
Ugh.
Hey, I know I died. I know I unexpected.
Yeah.
Here is my parting gift to the other members of the band. Just do it. Just do this.
Right.
Here's my last thing. Here's my last gift to you. And it's like put a stamp on it, fucking send it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So goddamn good.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have done that one.
Hey, man. More time to talk about more Avenged makes me a happy man.
Yes, me too.
So...
Yeah. Oh, wow. We got to do a pizza.
Yeah, we got to give this thing some pizza.
Oh, my
I mean, this thing's been, let's be fair, this thing's been giving us pizza for 10 years.
Very true.
At least.
This thing to me is... This is a deep dish pizza to me.
All right.
This is a deep dish. Just because there's so many layers to it. Maybe just for me personally. I know you said you had touched on earlier that you thought it was almost simple in a way.
Mm-hmm.
I think the complete opposite. I think this thing just goes deep for me. So this thing is just layered with the most perfect tasting, there's maybe a little bit too much sauce.
Yeah.
But
messy.
Yeah, it's a little messy.
It's uncontrolled.
Right. Maybe you don't feel that good when you're done eating it.
Sure. But that's the goal with pizza.
You're full.
Yeah.
You're full. And you're like,
right.
God, I need a couple Tums,
Uh-huh.
But,
you drip sauce on your white new shirt.
Yeah. Yep.
That's okay.
I really like pepperoni. There's the big, thick pepperonis on the top,
The thick cut.
Yep.
The ones that turn into little bowls.
Yeah. Ooh. Yep. With the little grease pockets.
The grease containment system.
But yeah, not sloppy, but just a little bit hard to contain deep dish pizza.
I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
Or is it Chicago style with the sauce on top?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Even messier.
Yeah.
But when you're done and the mess is over,
mm-hmm.
you're kind of happy it was messy.
Yeah. It was so worth it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a little shameful.
Yep.
And you feel a little dirty.
Mm-hmm.
But
you're probably not going to tell your friends.
Right.
Right.
And you did stuff you never thought
you're at least not going to tell them you ate the whole thing.
Right.
Like, yeah, I had a slice.
Right. You did stuff you never thought you'd do in your wildest dreams.
Right.
That's good.
Yeah.
Mine's a little different.
Okay.
Mine's simple this time because, I feel like that's the trend here is that if I give you an album, I'm going to get deep. Yep. And if you give me an album, obviously it means something to you. You're going to get deep.
Right.
This album for me, although I might have explained it as like simple or like, I think more so because it's so accessible. Okay. I say that.
Yeah.
And that leads right into my pizza theory for it. The White Album is just a regular crust, your pan pizza. It's pepperoni.
Yeah.
It's cheese. And the pepperoni's kind of thin, Mm-hmm. Like just very, it's very typical of just your regular House of Pizza style dish.
All right.
But you got a big, tall glass bottle of Coca-Cola and some crinkle cuts. It's tried and true, baby. It's good every time you go to it.
All right.
And it's served on that white paper plate.
Yep. Of course it is.
Yeah, a couple plain ass little square white napkins.
Yeah.
And maybe sometimes you take the napkin and you dab it to get a little bit of that grease off.
Dab. All right.
But it's the same every time.
Yeah.
It's like home.
That's perfect. I'm picturing the place that I'm sitting at eating that right now.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Me too.
Yeah.
And I'm comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I can be me for the first time.
Pizza theory.
Pizza theory.
I gotta be honest, this whole pizza theory thing went a little different than I thought I would, and it's better.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Oh, it's great. 93.
Well, that was fun.
That was super fun. So we're gonna get some new albums.
Yeah.
And we'll be back at some point.
Yeah. Like once again, if you have an album you want us to do, either a legacy or a new album that's coming out, let us know.
For sure.
Email us, comment, shoot us a message on Insta, Finsta.
Yeah,
we'll be
music.
throwing thirst traps out there.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Music podcast.
How funny would just like really thirsty pictures of pizza be?
Ooh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
That'll probably get some listeners.
Like a picture of boobs, and then you swipe it, and then it's just pizza.
All right.
Yeah.
Man.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah. Music period podcast on Instagram. Music period podcast at gmail.com.
Right.
Yeah.
And yeah, you know where to find us.
Hell yeah.
See you next time, boys and girls.
Later.